become your best pal when she's here.
Who's here?
She's here,
Doris Dear.
It's Doris with a continent man. She's the perfect housewife. And a rumpus from my Alabama.
Now, maybe.
It's Doris and her dear friends. They live up in the sky. But for the chance to sing and dance, her friends might also buy. It's Doris. It's Doris Dear. She's that girl on the street. She'll show up with a sweet. You'll adore when she knocks on your door. That's her fun. It's Doris Dear's Got Talk.
Hi, everybody. Doris Dear here, America's Perfect Housewife, and welcome back to Doris Dear's Girl Talk. We've had some great guests this season, and well, they really know how to talk. So we're giving you a bonus. That's right. Without further ado, I give you part 2 of the interview, live from the Rumpus Room. Now, you've been in so many fabulous movies, but one of my favorites is Airport 77.
Oh, me too.
I mean, come on. It's so great.
I was in love with Jack Lemmon.
Yeah.
Nicest man ever.
And I have to say, my husband and I watched it the other night, and I was screaming, Brenda, don't go back in the airplane. You're sinking. And you get to there, you go, we gotta go back in. And you go, don't go in, you're gonna drown. I'm screaming. Oh my God, I loved it. Mirror has two faces. Zora.
Barbara.
Yes.
We knew each other since we were 18.
Really?
She was in I Can Get It For You Wholesale. I was in Cactus Flower. We were best friends. We were across the street from each other. And there used to be a little Chinese restaurant. We used to go downstairs into that restaurant between shows and eat with Elliot.
Oh.
Elliot Gould was in it too. Oh, those were the days. We were babies. I love my Barbara. Oh, my God.
Babs.
Babs. Oh.
Zorro the Gay Blade. Hilarious.
Yeah, George Hamilton.
George Hamilton.
Wasn't he brilliant?
He was brilliant. But I use a George Hamilton.
Isn't he brilliant?
But I use a George Hamilton quote in my one-woman show.
Oh, what
I
is
got a
it?
show.
Tell me. We also come and see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So George Hamilton said in a national publication that women are like a strip of film, insignificant until a man shines a light behind her.
Interesting. Is it a $60,000 light? If it's a $60,000 light, I want it on me. I don't care if it's in the front or in the back.
I know.
I want that light.
Okay. You heard it here, right from Brenda.
Oh, God, I was talking about lights. Anyway.
Television, then you start doing TV, crazy amounts of TV, but
Yeah.
wait.
Universal. They
But
kept me
wait.
going. They kept me going.
Wait.
Oh, where did
Sarah.
you get that? That's an Ann Roth costume. Wasn't she wonderful?
Sarah.
If it wasn't for Ann Roth, I wouldn't have had very much going for myself. She was so brilliant. You know what she said to me? Okay, we're going to do this series and we're going to do a liberated woman. I said, yes, she is, because her father died in Philadelphia and all the brothers get the money and she doesn't. She reads this article, that's right, and she decides to go west to teach. She's not a teacher, Annie. That's right. We'll make her. She doesn't know what she's doing, but she's going west. And she said, and we're going to wear a frock coat. And I said, oh, and we have boots on. And I'm going to ride a horse the way, not side saddle. Right. We created that character, cut my hair off, did a perm, and Universal said, what the hell is she doing? She looks like a fried egg. They were furious. They couldn't understand why I didn't have a bun in the back, why I had these costumes on, because she sends away for the fabric in Philadelphia. When it comes back, she has these things made because the fabrics were beautiful. So I get a call from a guy in the tower who works for Lou Wasserman, right? We'd like to have lunch with you tomorrow, 12 noon. You can leave the set. I've arranged it. Oh, okay. I go. I sit down. He tells me his name. He said, we're really concerned about the costumes. I said, oh, why's that? And they said, well, Brenda, they're costing a fortune, especially the fabrics. I said, oh, yeah, but they come from Philadelphia. And he said, we know. We're aware. And I said, what do you mean? Well, can we double any of these? I said, oh no. It was like, it was good. They were raping it. Oh. No. I said, absolutely not. This is Ann Roth. Who? I said, this is Ann Roth. She's creating the character with me. I mean, she's very brave and very bossy, and she's right. And we're doing these brilliant things and everything. I said, I tell you what to do. Tell Louis can take it out of my salary. He said, what did you say? I said, tell Lou Wasserman if he's upset with Annie and me and he doesn't like the costumes, he can I'm more than welcome to give it out of my salary to pay for it. He went, I'll tell him. The rest of the lunch we ate, I never heard another word. Yes.
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 All right, so,
I adore her. I adore her.
Absolutely.
She's so brilliant.
But, I mean, look, you're standing up to TV execs. I mean, not many people do that.
I paid the dues.
I know, but where does that gumption come from? Where did that...
Because I knew I was right.
Oh, well.
What are we going to do? Double a costume when she was with Setsy at Western Costumes designing some miracle thing? Because I went to a Western dance with the guy who was playing the lead that I was supposed to be having a romance with. You mean wear a dress I wore in the last show? No. It was too artistic. It was too...
Yeah.
I guess when something's really right and something's pure, and you know that more than a lot of people, pure. And you're doing it in the purest sense you can. The most honest, the most giving, the most loving, the most joyous.
Authentic.
Nobody can touch you. It's really all of a sudden hands off. Now, sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, yeah, we know that.
But it's worth it. It's worth...
Because when you look back, you say, I was right. I did what was right for me.
For me.
For me.
And for the show.
Right.
And I marched forward not because I was brassy or tough. I really believed what I was saying. I really believed who I was in this series. And as we went along, as you know, in every good series, the character grows on you. It grows on the audience. Even the costume designer goes, she wouldn't wear that. Annie was saying, I don't think she'd wear that. And I'd go, let's not do it then. Yeah, the fabric's wrong. No, take it away. We were like growing with the character. So there's a beautiful thing that starts to happen in a performance. Right? You know that.
Absolutely.
I mean, look at your lady. You look at your lady.
I look at her all the time.
You're beautiful. But it takes time and it takes faith.
And you have to discover it.
And honesty and discovery. Yeah. So if they get in the way of that, fuck them. Oh, can't say that.
Oh, you can say that.
Oh, sorry.
Let's say it together.
But, fuck
them. But now, come on. You're a woman in the business. You're strong-minded. You know what you want. That's not easy. But that's not easy, especially back then. I mean...
Especially what?
Especially back then. I mean, what...
it was different. It was tougher.
It was tougher, but you stood your ground. But did you feel like they were trying to squash you back, push you down, to be the rest of the people who come and go, especially in television? They were coming and going like crazy.
Isn't there a documentarian named Amy Ziering? She did on rape in the military, rape in college. What's her name?
Oh,
I don't want to make a mistake here. She's so brilliant.
Yeah.
So we were talking about, and why she asked me, what was it like in those days to be aggressed by a man on a sexual or romantic level on the set, in the studio? And I said, we were taught, and we were. You did not go to the little wooden thing that was standing on the set with the phone on it. You don't call Lou Wasserman's office or anybody, your producer, or anybody in the tower at Universal. You go on with your work. You keep quiet. You don't say anything. You don't dare make a scene. And later, if it's that bad, and bad meant rape. Okay? Not he put his hand down my blouse, or do you know what I mean? There were these weighing things that we had to weigh, to make it clear to this wonderful documentarian exactly what it was that made it different. And of course I wasn't raped, but there were a lot of sexual aggressions.
Right.
Like Hal Holbrook leaves the set. The director comes up, puts his arm around my waist, pulls me into him, and puts his tongue down my throat. And I heard the men in the crew go, whoa, you know that sound?
Yeah.
Ooh, like that. And I went, and I said his name, and I pushed him away. I was in shock. You know what I did? I forgot it. I didn't say anything to anybody. What was I going to do? How was I going to prove it?
Yeah.
How was I going to demand attention?
Because who's going to stand next to you and say, yes, it happened? That is correct.
You know what I mean?
didn't
So
happen.
we were taught differently. We were
Yeah.
taught swallow it, forget it. So one of the biggest producers of comedy lifted up my blouse and put his mouth on my tit. And I went, saying his name, what are you doing? You know what I mean? What else was I going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I couldn't report him. He was starring me in this variety show.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, come
it's
on.
like,
Anyway, you know what I'm saying.
yeah.
You kept your mouth shut and did your work.
Yep. Okay, so lots of movies. Now, fast forward, we're now, you play the mother of one of the biggest sitcoms on Friends.
Joey.
Joe, you play his mom. And I mean, I'm sure that opens you up to an entire new generation of people who go, I don't know who this lady is, but oh, now you're Joey's mom. And did that happen? Like, did people go, oh, it's Joey's mom?
I call the busiest restaurant in New York City, I get a table.
Because you're Joey's mom.
You know, I say that. Are you watched Friends? And how old are you? Oh, I'm 24, I'm 28, I'm 30. Have you watched Friends? Yes. Oh, I love that show. I'm Mrs. Tribbiani. What? Really? Hold on. Wow. Awesome. And then come back. Mrs. Tribbiani? She lives on.
But you
I
get a table.
I get a table. It's unbelievable. It's my claim to fame. Do you think I say anything else, Midnight Cowboy? I don't. I just say, listen, I'm Mrs. Tribbiani. And they go, really? They know the name, and I only did one show.
I know, but
I didn't do 2 shows, 3 shows, 4. I did one show. I hit him in the head with my ring. Oh, I remember that, they go. So it's an
Sometimes
honor.
it's those little
It's an
things.
honor. It was a privilege. I was elated. And I still am this day. Every time anybody knows who I am, you know.
and you get a table at a restaurant in New York, which is no small feat.
Absolutely. Absolutely thrilled.
And speaking of TV series, you're just filmed in a new TV series.
Oh, really? Do I talk about that?
You can talk about that.
Okay.
It's been out in the national paper.
Has it?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So you're in the new
And just like that.
and just like that, which is the new Sex of the City.
The reboot.
The reboot.
That's so English.
I know the reboot.
I'm in the reboot.
And how exciting is that to be
Very.
in something so big in the pop cultural zeitgeist? To be a part of that is kind of great.
Yeah,
Again,
you know,
it brings you to a whole new group of people that maybe don't know.
I
you.
love Sarah Jessica Parker. I've always loved her. I've always thought she was an original. And the one thing I adore about her on the set, she's always got a book in her hand and her glasses on, she's reading.
Oh.
And it's always a different book. I went, you finished the other one? Yeah. I went, what's this one? Oh, she's a wonderful female writer. I go, tell me what it is. She's constantly reading.
Wow.
I respect that more than I can even tell her. And yet when it comes time to do the scene, she's there. She's completely in line with everything. She's a lovely, lovely lady. I'm so honored and pleased to be with her.
Well,
I really am.
I was
and
in the
Cynthia
series
Nixon
too, honey.
she's sort of like a Swedish actress. She gives you that
Yes,
much.
she gives you that much.
She's
yeah.
really
she is
good.
Kind of like a
she's a
Swedish
minimalist.
Yeah.
And that means she's sort of very brilliant. She's very brilliant.
She loves Doris Dear.
Huh?
She loves Doris Dear, and her daughter loves Doris Dear.
Oh, how nice. Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
I have a great picture with them from one of the Pride parades.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah.
I admire her. And the other lady, they're all,
Yeah.
I mean, the other lady's so gentle and kind and sweet and, you know.
So
I
great
forgot
that
my
you're...
lines the first day. Oh, I was so nervous. I was, Carrie. And she goes, yes. I went, ha. And she went, it's okay. I went, I forgot it. Wait a minute, what's the line? Oh, God, I was so nervous.
Well, it's a
The
big
line
deal.
is, how do you feel about hugs? Not easy. I don't know where that comes from, but
Yeah.
anyway. And there was another word called, she walks away and she says, I'll give you a call whenever you feel up to it. I goes, because there's a slew of papers to go through. And I went, slew? So Shakespearean. So
A slew.
it's a slew.
A slew.
I tell you, there were a slew of men there. I didn't know. So I couldn't remember slew. I mean, it's easier to say there's a lot of papers to go through.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do
Not a
that. The
slew.
line was, whenever you feel up to it. Because there's a slew of papers. I was having a hard time the first day, but she was so gracious. She took me through it with such kindness, and Michael Patrick King is, everybody there is great. I love them.
Yeah, I did an episode in the
Oh,
in the
yes, you
series.
did.
Yes,
I think you
did.
told me.
I had a little teeny line with Kim Cattrall, who's not in the reboot.
She's so beautiful, wasn't
Yeah,
she? Oh.
and she was great. We spent the night, you spend all night doing 5 words.
Yes,
and,
yes.
And then I was in the second movie as part of the quote-unquote wedding party.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Yeah.
And that's when Liza came on to the wedding and sang.
Yes, is that
Liza and I.
song she's...
Yeah. She sang all the single ladies, all the single. That's all we can sing because then I have to pay
Oh,
royalties.
yeah, okay.
So I think that's great. So people are going to see you in that reboot. The reboot.
The reboot.
The
The rebooter.
comes out.
Yeah.
We'll hear you say slur. But there is one.
Slew.
A slew.
See, you can't even remember it. But who uses that word?
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to a party, but there's a slew of people there.
And sometimes it's harder to remember one line as opposed to like 3 pages of
I
dialogue.
like to go to Gallagher's and say, can I have a slew of potatoes? A slew of them.
Gallagher's where we met.
Yeah,
at
that's where we
Gallagher's,
met. Yeah.
darling. Yes.
We did meet there. That's
Yes,
right.
we did.
It
You
was
stopped me
great.
and said, I've got to know who you are.
I know.
And I said, I've got to know who you are. Oh, I know who you are. I
But
said,
we fell in love with each other.
You're
'cause
Joey's
she's-
mom.
Did you really? Oh my God.
No, but there's one movie that we must discuss.
Okay.
Because you're in a coloring book of that movie.
Really? What is
And
it?
it is the one and only Supergirl, the movie coloring book. Oh, God, yes.
That was in England.
Yes.
There it is.
That's
Faye.
That's Faye. But there's a wonderful. You're in. It's
look
like this
how
crazy little.
I never saw this.
Oh yeah. So there's
That's
one.
wonderful.
They added you to.
Is that Hart Buckner? Hart was in it. Oh, I loved Hart.
That's supposed to be you.
Is it really?
Yes.
Okay.
I know.
They made her perky and cute.
She's.
Helen Slaughter. Look
I
at her,
know.
darling. God.
And in the reboot on TV, she played Supergirl's mother.
Do you know who was in this? Peter Cook.
Yeah.
He was brilliant. Remember Peter?
So tell me about this movie. This is the craziest movie. It's so.
Well, we had to learn to fly, even though I didn't fly. I ended up not flying. We had to. Oh, that English crew was amazing. They
The
put
Saul
this all
Kynes.
around you, and then they took me up and were teaching me how to fly. I said, I'll never be able to do this. And I remember those guys, hey, you're doing just fine. Just fine up there. Calm down. It's all fine.
But then
And
you
I'm
never flew in the movie.
I could hardly breathe. This thing around
Well,
you, you
yeah,
have to
it's
get
like-
used to that.
I
And you
kind
have
of
to
know
get
that
used-
feeling. Of course
Your
I
legs
did.
have to be a certain way. Your arms have to be a certain. It's not easy.
No.
I have to admire whoever did it. But I just said to Dujanos work there, I said, please, I don't want to fly. So all they did was pull me back, and then
Yeah,
it went.
they do
That
that,
was
yeah.
it. That's what they didn't take me up to fly.
And Faye Dunaway,
Piece of work.
piece of work. Still today, apparently a piece of work.
God Almighty. But one thing about her that I kept trying to tell her is that she's such a brilliant actress that comedy did not elude her. She did know about comedy because she kept saying, what are you doing that's funny? I said, Faye, you don't have to worry. You are funny. You know
Yeah.
about comedy. It's in you.
Right.
And she went, I don't know. I said, no, I'm telling you. Don't worry about it. It's there. She is an amazing. I mean, think of all the stuff she did that took your breath away. Right?
Oh.
Network.
Bonnie and
Have you ever
Clyde,
said that?
Network.
Yeah, Bonnie and Clyde.
Come on.
Warren wasn't wrong, was he? He really discovered her. Warren has an eye for talent that nobody does.
Yeah.
He just saw her and he knew. And she's a brilliant actress.
Yeah.
And I loved watching her. I just thought, she's very demanding about her costume. She's very demanding about everything. Aside from all that, which you could say about a lot of actresses. Let's not get into Betty Davis and the hem of her skirt. You know what I'm saying? When they come forward with the work that they do, all the rest of it doesn't matter.
Right.
I just don't. There's not a bad thing you can say. She's brilliant.
And again, I think women in the industry, especially this was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
You had to sort of develop that armor of saying, no, this is how I like the costumes. This is what I have to. This is what I have to do the work.
Yes.
Because you were kind of you weren't in the guys' club. You had to fight for everything of your own.
And I heard her on the phone once, and somebody had recorded her on the phone, having a conversation about somebody she did not want to hire. I think it was a press agent. And she went through this conversation brilliant. What was wrong? What was wrong with him? The things that she had evaluated that wouldn't be easy to work with. Why? She was positive she didn't want to hire him. Plus what he cost. I listened to this conversation that somebody had recorded. She didn't even know it.
Wow.
And I thought, that's why she's a star.
Yeah.
Because she knows. And she knows what's right for her. And she was so right on target. Every single thing she said was amazing. Yeah.
She was. She's brilliant. And you can see it even in something like Supergirl. If you just watch her, there's brilliance in there. She's in that moment.
She's brilliant.
Yeah.
She took me home one night to her apartment with my mother, and she said, "Do you know Patsy Cline?" And we'd had a few drinks because the show was over. The movie was. I said, "I do. I love Patsy Cline. I love Patsy Cline." I said, "Oh, I know. She's so good." I didn't say anything else. We got there. She put Patsy Cline on. Listen to that. Isn't she brilliant? I've got to see her in person. I love her. I just think she's so fucking brilliant. I said, "I know. It's so bad. It's so sad she died." "What?" "Patsy Cline's dead." I said, "Faye." "Yes, Faye." "What?" "No, don't tell me Patsy Cline died. When did she die?" I said, "Faye, calm down. She's been dead for years." "How did she die?" And I said, my mother's going, "Let's get out of here." "How did she die?" I said, "She died in a little plane." "Little plane? Where?" Even thinking back on it now, I die laughing because you couldn't stop her. Where did she fall? Where did the plane crash? Oh my God. Patsy Cline's dead? Oh no, Patsy Cline. It was one of the more magical moments I ever had with anybody. Patsy Cline is dead. Isn't that great? She was something else. Anyway, there's your Faye Dunaway.
There's my Faye Dunaway Supergirl. Supergirl.
Patsy Cline is dead?
So we're going to be finishing up, but let's go back for a minute.
Why
though.
should we finish up?
No, we'll hear all day. Keep going. Honey, we're going to keep going.
Just cut it.
So let's go back to when you're in the midst of this amazing film career. You did Midnight Cowboy. You up for an Academy Award, and you're living this Hollywood life. You're with Mr. Douglas for a number of years, right?
A number.
A big number. Big number of years. What was that was a very different time than it is now in Hollywood.
Wow. It's the 70s.
Yeah, it's the 70s. What was that? I always, we see movies, they go back and recreate, but you lived it. And I know I've seen the pictures. We'll put some up. You lived it. What was it like? You
woke up stoned and you went to bed stoned.
Okay, well,
that
we're
was
done.
it. You want to know how simple it was? It's just you were whacked all the time and happy as a little clam in a shell.
Making money.
Is this a new
movies.
This is Thai grass? Oh, great. Ooh, it was fabulous. Do you buy this? No, it's coming to you free. What? It was just, and people go like this to you at a party. It wasn't to say hello. It was meet you in the bathroom for the Coke.
Ah.
It was wacky, it was crazy, it was fun. It had its innocence, if you could believe it, because nobody knew they were going to drop dead.
No.
People were dropping like flies. I mean, they just didn't realize how dangerous it was. But nobody ever realizes. Even today, the drugs, I hear G, I hear fentanyl, I hear, what? What is that, guys? Could I hear that again, please? What are we talking here?
Nobody realized.
I don't know what they are.
No. And the kids are...
Taking them and dropping.
And dropping.
And dying.
Yeah.
And we had that too. Look at Mama Cass. Have a sandwich and you die.
Piece of ham. She had to have a piece of ham.
Sandwich my ass. But I mean, the point is, it was a dangerous time as well as free and fun and crazy. And I don't know, the conversations went on forever. Some of them were interesting. Some of them were not.
I'm sure many you don't remember.
I kind of remember a lot.
Oh.
Because I think one of those drugs kept you more alert. Or someone would have you up against a wall and you were listening to this conversation and you'd go, I need a minute to rest. I need a minute to stop. But it was just the 70s and it was great and it was fun. And I don't know, it was just, I met everybody. And everybody met everybody. Yeah. And then we'd go up to Hefner's house, and that was crazy and fun. It was crazy, but it was fun. Nothing happened to me that was bad. Do you know what I mean?
Good.
I was a lucky one.
You were lucky. You're a lucky one.
Yeah. And Michael and I had great parties, and people came, and we all loved it, and it was just...
I also think people knew not to screw with you.
Well, really? Why?
I don't know. I mean, but you were focused and knew it. But you were focused. You knew what you wanted. You were.
Well, I'd say more they had respect for what I did.
Ah, yes.
I don't think I had a lot of people that put me down, and everybody has a hard time sometimes. They don't understand who you are, or they have their own problems about who you are.
Especially when you're an artist.
I maintained my joy and my perspective, and I had a great mother and a great father.
So did I.
I had a great family.
I had an amazing family.
Amazing family.
It gave me my soul, my heart. It made who I am today.
That's right.
It's why I have a great life, because of what they gave me.
Right. And the joy
that
they took in you being who you wanted to be.
Absolutely.
See, nobody, even my father didn't get in my way. He came to see me in a play and he said, you were very good. Do you know Catherine Cornell? I said, no. He said, learn about her. He said, you have the same beautiful voice. It's made to work on one. He said, you should stop smoking. I said, oh, okay, sure. But he was right. Eventually I had to give up smoking, You can't be on the stage and...
But let's talk about your voice for a minute. You became very, very pop culture famous when you did a very famous commercial for tampons.
Oh, tampons.
Joan
Rivers did a great job.
Joan Rivers does a very funny, right?
And who's that wonderful comic?
Oh, from Second City.
Adrienne.
Who does the takeoff on it.
She does that.
Let's talk. Now, this was a big deal because no woman had ever gone on national TV and talked about tampons and women's periods.
Yes.
And you did. So what gave you the gun when they came to you? You had to think, are you kidding me? Or did you just think, it's a job, I'm getting paid.
The money.
The money.
The money. And I just think the people I was working with, the agency was, I can't think of their name, it's so long ago. I want to say, but they were innovative. They were great people. I really liked them. But Gail Parent was the best part of that experience. She's a writer. She wrote with Kenny Soames, the Carol Burnett show. She's brilliant. She's a genius. And I said, they want me to advertise tampons. What do you think, Gail? What should I do? I want to do something innovative. I want to win a Chloe, for this. It's got to be something new and special. She said, I don't know. She's like a slow Dorothy Parker. Let me see. I think maybe. So what is the line? She changed everything so these people came to see me and they were telling me all about this new product they had, double layered design, absorbency, and everything. And they was calling it Playtex. And so I said, well, that's interesting. I don't know how to sell that, you know. And they said, oh, you can sell it. We'll certainly show you the double. But she was doing this thing, and she said, the end of it was, I thought it was a bra. Now, that would have won a Chloe.
That would have won a Chloe.
And I hear that in her living room, and I put my head between her. I said, Gail, that's it. But, I mean, the way she wrote it, it was so perfect. It wasn't so chatty as I made it. It was more of concise. Yeah. And then finally, I thought it was a bra. You know, great line, great. I did it for these guys in New York. I flew into New York to tell these guys who were running Playtex. They call them sticks. Don't tell us how to sell sticks. Uh-oh. Oopsie doodle. I don't think they're going to like this. But anyway, I did it for them, and they were like at the table, like, what did you just say? Thought it was a bra. I went. For them, this was not Madison Avenue at the time. This was not what they wanted to hear, except I knew how brilliant it was. So there was this, you know, trying to make it better, trying to step it up to a laugh, to something that was going to be memorable. But whatever I did it the best I could. It was a hell of an experience.
Well, I remember it being on TV and my mom turning around to me one day and saying, that there? Now that's a woman that matters.
Oh, really? Oh, God.
Because she fought for
that's
everything.
so great. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a woman that matters.
Freedom of expression she did,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's
Freedom
a perfect
to be who
place
you are.
to end
Oh, am I going to get to drink this?
No, you're not drinking this. You're drinking your Sprite.
Okay. It's Sprite.
Sprite.
Stuck up.
So here's to Brenda Vaccaro.
Oh, my
and
darling.
here's
And here's to you.
But here's to the women that matter.
Oh, that's great. That's
There
you
you
and
go.
me, Toots.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's Doris Dear's Bar Card. Welcome to Doris Dear's Bar Card, the place where we make the cocktails we drink here in the Rumpus Room. Now, today's cocktail that I enjoyed while interviewing Academy Award nominated actress Brenda Vaccaro was the Bloody Mary. Brenda is a Scorpio known for her passion and power. She's really something. A Bloody Mary's strong ingredients can truly capture the essence of this mysterious star sign. Mixed with vodka, lemon juice, tomato juice, salt, and pepper, this drink is bold in its coloring, while the Tabasco gives it that extra kick. I wonder if it kicks like Marilyn May in her show. Much like the fierce streak which lies within the Scorpio. This drink is claimed by many creators, but most notably, there were an ongoing fight between two men who claimed inventing this cocktail. George Jessel, a Hollywood star, claimed it was his. Oh, those Hollywood stars. In a 1939 article where Lucas Beebe printed in his gossip column This New York, one of the earliest U.S. references to this drink, along with the original recipe, he wrote, George Jessel's newest pick-me-up, which is receiving attention from the town's paragraphers, is called a Bloody Mary. Yes, half tomato juice, half vodka. Well, in an ad for Smirnoff vodka, Mr. Jessel stated, if I wasn't the first ever, I was the happiest ever. Good for you, George. Now, there was a French bartender in Paris, Ferdinand Petois, claimed in a July 1964 New Yorker interview, I initiated the Bloody Mary of today. George Jessel said he created it, but it was nothing but vodka and tomato juice when I took it over. Well, but those are the main ingredients. Anyway. But no matter who actually invented it, it is truly a staple of the brunch crowd. So whoever did claim it, and does it really matter? Who doesn't love a bloody, especially after a night of imbibing too much? So here it is, the Doris Dear Bloody Mary. Our ingredients are added to a shaker full of ice. 1.5 ounces of vodka. 1, 2, 3. 3 ounces of tomato juice. I love tomato juice. Ooh, it's yummy. 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. 2 dashes of Worcestershire sauce. Now, FYI, if you use Lee and Perrins, it's actually gluten-free. Now, we're going to add a dash of Tabasco juice. Yes, for that kick. a shake of celery salt. Celery salt. Oh, it's kind of heavy on the celery salt. Oh, and we're gonna shake to combine. Do your COVID workout. Okay. And then we're just gonna pour that over our ice in our beautiful glass. Oh. And add a garnish of a lemon wedge and a celery stalk. Well, I hope you enjoyed your stay in the Rumpus Room today. I love when friends drop by and we share some fun ideas and bring some joy to the world. Don't forget, head over to www.dorisdear.com/Gurl, Gurl-talk for all the recipes and hints from today's show. I hope you'll drop by the Rumpus Room again for more of Doris Dear's Girl Talk. Stay safe and hugs and love from Doris Dear. And remember, a dress doesn't get you anywhere. It's the life you live in the dress that matters. See you soon. Cheers! Off to brunch, darlings. The perfect bloody. Thank you, George.
It's Doris. It's Doris Dear. She's that girl on the street. She'll show up with a sweet. You'll adore when she knocks on your door. 'Cause you're fun. It's Doris Dear's Girl Talk.
Hi, everybody. Doris Dear here, America's Perfect Housewife. I just wanted to take a moment to thank you for sticking by myself and all of my artist friends over the past year and a half. It's a new normal, but the arts are coming back. That's right, and we're going to come back strong. And I just wanted to say thank you, and thank you from the bottom of my Doris Dear heart. Please remember, a dress doesn't get you anywhere. It's the life you live in the dress that matters.